Right, next one, building safety. It's here. It's again, it's off the back of what as you try and reduce the skill shortage, you've got to make sure that people are equipped with the right competencies, which is what a lot of what the Building Safety Act is about, and equipping them with competencies at the right level to be able to deal with the tasks at hand. Now, CIBSE's mandatory net zero CPD goes some way towards dealing with that on a net zero basis, obviously, but the Building Safety Act, we know, is going to fundamentally change the way the UK construction industry operates. It's hugely significant, with wide-ranging duties on for transparency and accountability on all industry partners. It's going to affect all of us. And now that the secondary legislation is coming through, it's starting to become clearer on what compliance is going to look like and how we're all going to need to demonstrate competence. I think that most people now understand that offences under the Act are a breach of criminal law and everything that goes with that, and they're preparing their organisations and speaking proactively to their clients to ensure that they can comply. But it's another big issue whilst we're trying to deal with net zero, that we're going to be trying to respond to the Building Safety Act. So the second one, which we've been holding on until the secondary legislation comes through. So whatever anyone else says where they are, and that's of course we've had Hal right at front and centre of all of this. So the timing has been right to get this right. So with the guidance coming through, so over the coming months, you'll start to see CIBSE bringing forward its guidance on to support the implementation of the Act. And we're also going to bring forward details of a new chartered organisation programme, which will help our businesses to demonstrate their competence. It'll be a programme will help our organisations work towards a set of predetermined criteria that will show that they're competent and professional, that they operate to high business and ethical standards, that they're committed to developing and maintaining a qualified workforce. So it will help to plot a route for businesses to plot a route through the legislation. And we wanted it as well to differentiate, which is something that has been on my mind for years, if you like, is it's an opportunity for us to work for organisations to work through the legislation, but also to finally differentiate their business as a mark of quality, because we've been through the process here. So I think that will help, because I think if we're all honest, it's a bit of an unknown that we know is coming, and we know we're going to have to, and we know our clients are going to be asking us, can you demonstrate your competence? And it's so we're trying to provide a framework for that, along with a badge, so that if you can, I mean, ultimately, of course, if you can convince your public sector employees to say use a CIBSE, a CIBSE chartered practice or a chartered organisation, because they know you've gone through that. That's the mark of you've done that, then we're hoping that will help take away some of the cumbersome stuff of constantly having to, I don't know, reproduce all your competencies and stuff like that.
I always like to refer back to the HSE's definition of competency being a combination of the training, the skills, the experience and the knowledge that a person has, and their ability to apply them to perform the task safely. So if you don't have the available time to do something, you aren't competent. But that's no disrespect to you, it's just that you don't have the time to do it.
That's right.
So being competent should be seen as a good thing, but being incompetent isn't necessarily a bad thing. But you need to have all of those to be deemed to be competent.
That's right, because you can be competent but put in an environment where the resultant is incompetent, not necessarily through the fault of the individual, but perhaps at the fault of the business.